Hi, and welcome to the 8th installment of the Leadership Series. I'm crazy excited today to have our special guests, Brett and Andrea Griffin, double diamonds out of Shoal Lake, Manitoba. Now, Brett and Andrea have been just exciting people to watch. They have an amazing story, and I've had the pleasure to get to know them a bit better through this business. Wonderful people who I'm just so honored to be interviewing today. So, Brett and Andrea, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey, thanks a lot, Michelle, for inviting us. We're excited about sharing our story.
Right on, Michelle. Happy to have you guys here. So, yeah, Brett, if you guys want to start, just get right into it. Who is Brett and Andrea?
Well, we come from a small community of approximately 800 people in central Manitoba. We're about an hour north of Brandon, Manitoba. Come from an agricultural community. My wife works for an agricultural business. I had a retail store a number of years ago, and we, closed the doors a number of years ago. Coming with the small community, you kind of do your run of employees and struggles, and we had to shut our doors down 2010. And really, how we got introduced into this business is our good friends Don and Nancy Carson sent me a text message. I'll remember the day for the rest of my life. August 19th, 2015. I had managed to be working for a local company that I used to sell seed and fertilizer to farmers in the area. And I was like wondering, what the heck's Don Carson texting me for? And it was about the opportunity with Valentus. And as soon as I put in my information and watched the short video, Don Carson was phoning me. And at the time, it was pretty slow for work, so I had the time to spend, and Don actually phoned me, and I'm thinking to myself, I haven't talked to Don in a couple of years, and I was excited to hear his voice, and we kind of exchanged pleasantries and how our families were doing, and at the time, Andrea was a little bit involved with network marketing, but I'd never been involved with network marketing, and for me it was all new, and he really had me excited about the opportunity. But small problem, at the time we had just gone through some difficult times, and we actually were living pretty much paycheck to paycheck, if you want to call it that. We actually weren't even making paycheck to paycheck. We were going deeper in debt every couple of weeks that we continued, and unfortunately, I claimed bankruptcy and from my past business, and it was a real tough struggle. And I was excited about the opportunity, but I didn't have any money. So you know what? I laugh about it because at the time I didn't even feel like asking Andrea, if this is something that we should do, and so I reached out to my parents, and I remember the call vividly, and I could hear my mom in the background, because at the time Andrea was a little bit involved with another network marketing company, but I hated the products. I didn't like the taste of them, and Andrea didn't really have a lot of. I shouldn't say that. You had passion behind the company, right?
I like the products.
You like the products. Yeah. We didn't make a pile of extra
they're
income,
expensive.
though, right? Yeah.
They're expensive and inconvenience. Like the convenience part of it and everything.
So like I say, I didn't want to share kind of what I was thinking about with her, so I phoned my mom and dad, and I can remember my mom yelling in the background, "What are you looking at other opportunities for? Support your wife. What are you doing?" And my dad had the same opinion, and to be honest, he said no. He said, "No, we can't help you out, Brett. It's not a good plan." And I was heartbroken, and I phoned Don up and I shared with him my thoughts, and you know what? I can't believe he just didn't give up, though. He just said, listen, Brett, he said, why don't we just get your dad on a call? And, you know, I've got another business partner that would love to talk to your dad, and you know, if you can get your mom on there as well. And sure enough, we had, I guess it would be a 5-way call with Ted Wilson, Don Carson, my dad, Bill Griffin, my mom, Eileen, and myself. Andrea didn't know anything about it, but you know what? It was the best ever 3-way call of our lives, because it got my dad comfortable, and my mom, because we all know that our women in our lives, you know, they steer the ship. So, you know what? My mom said, "Oh, Bill, you know what? He's making a good choice." And Dad said, "Yeah, I agree." And they gave me a credit card to use and open up an account, and I was excited. And my dad was so excited that he decided to join the business a short time later. And the rest is history. Really, we're coming up this past couple days actually is a year to the date when our very good friends and partners, Dave Moffat and Brenda Belshef. I met Brenda just this past weekend a year ago at the Wellness Expo in Saskatoon, and that's when I was just getting going. You know, I was, you know, falling on the heels of Don, and wanted to tag along with them everywhere he went to learn from him. He's a smart businessman, and we met Brenda there at that expo, and really our business just exploded after that.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Andrea wasn't too happy when I first shared the story that I bought into this company with her. In fact, everybody knows that I ended up sleeping on the couch for a few days, but
well, quite honestly, Michelle, when Brett said that us not being able to afford it at the time, and like it was pretty bad, and so for him to have borrowed the money, and it works out to about $700 Canadian. Like it was tough for us to come up with something like that, right? And yes, he did sleep on the couch for 2 days, because like we know what it was like making poor business decisions on, like, in the past, and what's happened to us, and so it was tough for us to make decisions like that. But so as the 2 days that he was sleeping on the couch, I did go back and I checked out the website and took the tour and everything else, and researched the heck out of Valentus and Dave Jordan and all the top leaders and everything. And that's when I realized that, you know, this company, there's something here. And I'm glad I decided to back Brett up and support him. And 2 weeks later, we had our business builder paid for. So, and that's pretty much the rest is history.
Wow, that's incredible. So that investment, while we always say it's not a massive investment to get into a business, the reality is if you don't have the money, you don't have the money. Yeah. I love that. I mean, you explained a few things there, Brett, how not only did you have the support of an amazing upline there to help explain the concept to not just you, but to your dad and to your mom, and then who brings Ted Wilson in, who does it as well. What a great example of what the culture of Valentus is, how we come together and help people succeed in this, and help explain to your parents what it is that you're getting involved in. There is always a way. I have to take a minute and breathe, because I always get choked up when I hear your guys' story. It could go, you know, it could have gone one way or the other. And I am so thankful for so many reasons that you guys made the choice you made. Sorry you had to sleep on the couch, but I think you'll probably say it was well worth it.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah,
exactly. Hey.
I do have to say though, Michelle, that our bankruptcy and everything happened 7 years ago. So it's been a long time, but it's taken that long for us to recuperate from it. And to be honest, without Valentus, I don't know how we could have possibly done it. Being in small town Shoal Lake, there's not many job opportunities here. But what Valentus, you talked about the culture of this company, and what it's done for us is we never talk to people about our bankruptcy. We never talk to people about so many things that happen in our lives. And it was because of Valentus that we kind of got pushed to share that, our story with people. And that's what made us realize that there's so many people going through the same things that we went through, and but don't talk about it, or they and they're struggling on their own to deal with it. And that's what we were doing for years, absolutely years. And we speak to people all the time that went through the same thing that we are, or they're going through the same things that we are. And we know that there's a better way that network marketing within this company, that things can happen for people, and it truly has for us.
It's incredible.
You know what, when you get started too, believe me, there was times I was thinking, what the heck did I bring us into again? And you just keep going. You just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you know how excited you get about bringing in new partners, and then all of a sudden they're not having the results that they think they should be getting, and then they're gone, and then you're thinking to yourself, what am I doing? But you know what? I just love the products. I've had a bit of a success story as far as the products myself. I lost 38 pounds myself. Really changed my whole outlook on my health and my family's health. My dad's a type 2 diabetic. The best story that's come from this so far for me personally is my dad getting off all his diabetic medication and losing over 42 pounds. And I know he's going to be around longer now for his grandchildren. And that kind of excitement and that kind of stories are coming from hundreds of people, not just, you know, one or two. I'm just saying within our organization ourselves. But, you know, we've got so many people that are having such huge successes. And, you know what, we know now what's coming. I tell you, we are pumped. We are definitely all in.
It's I mean, we've seen it everywhere. It's grown a lot of gotten a lot of momentum, the hashtag I'm all in. But wow, it explains it, right? Here we are, we're all in. So you guys mentioned your small town, Shoal Lake, population of 800. So double diamond business in a population of 800. How do you do that? Are you banging on doors steady? Are you having a party every night? I mean, people are going to say, how do you do this in a small town? How did you get that? How did you get there?
A lot of people ask us that, but we honestly, we hardly have anybody here in town as well, because at the time when I was working still for this egg company, I had a conflict of interest. Basically, I couldn't offer the opportunity or the products to any of our customers. I had to promise that I wouldn't, because you know, if something didn't work out, we didn't want to risk losing a huge account. And when you deal with local farmers, you're dealing with everybody that's local. We don't have the option of going beyond within like 30-mile radius. And so nobody even really knew that what I was doing. And I'm an excellent people person. You know what? You just get out there and you meet new people. And we were joking about this the other day, but I can't believe how many wedding parties I've been part of. And I just love people. And you know what makes the difference is I find it way easier to make a friend first and share the opportunity with a friend when they ask me, when they say, hey, Brett, you know what, how come you're always so happy? You know, what are you doing? Why are you looking so good? And I share with them. I'll mix a drink when I'm out at the mall, or I'm getting oil changed on the vehicle. I'll have some samples in, and the guy's changing oil, and there I am. I'm pouring, you know, into my water bottle kind of thing, and they're asking, "Oh, what the heck are you doing?" And that kind of thing. I'm always thinking that way.
We also do. When we first started out, there was a lot of the trade shows and stuff like that. We did a lot of that networking there, and met a lot of people that way. And it's just sharing with everybody that we meet, that our friends, of course, friends and family were the first ones we went to, because we're pretty excited about the opportunity. And needless to say, we don't have many friends and family in it. But
people really have to realize too that if you work with the people you already have underneath you, it doesn't take very many.
Yeah.
We only have, as Double Diamonds, we only have about a dozen really partners that we work with.
Well,
and that's it.
It's helping their reps and their reps, and it's going down into to the levels. And we've also done a lot of Facebook stuff too. And like I said, we're in rural Manitoba, so the biggest city is an hour drive from us. The next biggest is like 3.5 hours in Winnipeg. So it's a lot of online stuff too. Like we don't a lot of Facebook for us is social media. We do a lot of that.
So social media, we're talking online stuff here. So what about stock then? Do you have to carry a lot of stock, dealing with shipping, things like that?
Nothing like that.
No, we never carry stock. We're always driving people to our website. You know what? And we're always connected. Like I say, I always bug Nancy, but I always say I'm connected at the hip with Dawn, and you know, we make a point of going to every event. It doesn't matter even if we don't have any of our own team members there. We're still there. We're still there for support because we're supporting Dawn and Nancy, and it's just grown over the year and a half that we've been involved now.
Well, like you said about hanging out with Dawn and Nancy, we and they've been friends of ours for quite a while, but we realized when we became part of network marketing and with this company that it opened up our eyes to so much more out there for us. And we've always been entrepreneurs, but this is a whole different level than what we're used to. We're used to the regular brick and mortar, right? But then we realized that, you know what, for us to be successful, we want to hang out with successful people, and we want to hang out with people who have who are positive, who have the same goals as we do. They have the same ambitions in life as we do. That's why we love going to all of these events. We go to every single event we could possibly go to. Like we went to in Winnipeg, Don would have events every month. He'd have an event, and we would go there. And still, when we couldn't really afford to be doing too much, but we would go there every single month, Brett and I working, and we would work until 4 o'clock, and we would drive 3 hours into Winnipeg for this event. Half the time, more than half the time, we didn't have a single person there. We didn't have any reps. We didn't have any prospects there or anything. We listened to the exact same presentation over and over and over again. But we went there because we wanted to network with other people. We wanted to talk to other reps. We wanted to
and it's never, when you're hanging out with Dawn, it never ends just, you know what, it's going to be done at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Many of night we left Winnipeg at about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And
so we're back home at 3 o'clock and then up for 7 o'clock to go to work at 8. So
I think you guys have hit on something really important, and we hear it all the time in our business. Success leaves clues. Getting to those events and getting to those meetings, you're around those people who have found that success, and you're always gleaning something from them. And there is nuggets of wisdom dropping everywhere. I mean, you guys have dropped several of them in this interview alone. You know, making friends first. This is a relationship industry. This is what we do. It's about people. So with that thought of getting to the events, Toronto coming up. Tell me about Toronto. Tell the viewers about Toronto.
Yeah, you know what? We honestly didn't think that we'd have half as many of our team joining, but so many people are saying we booked our flights. We're excited, and
honestly, Michelle, I have to tell you what I'm doing to get to Toronto. So with me going to India for 3 weeks, and I'm still working, right? I don't have any holidays left. So for me to I get my travel day off, but I have to work on Thursday at convention. So I'm going to have my laptop and I'm going to be working.
That is dedication.
I'm going to have to speak out, and I told my boss knows that there's a business center at the hotel we're staying at, but I'm going to be working, and I know that I'm going to be missing a couple things, but that's what I have to do to be there Friday and Saturday and Wednesday night for the diamond thing. But it's the events completely. I know that that's what's really made us very successful, is going to these events, even just going to the Winnipeg events where it's, like I said, just our team, Don Carson's team, and all the reps and everything, but being around people that are so positive all the time, when we were dealing with so much negativity in our lives for years, and they're being around those people, that's what's changed our whole mindset.
Well, last year, Vancouver in April, that was huge for us.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was tough because we went there as Emeralds, and you know what? We definitely wanted to be up on stage, walking across the stage and getting our diamond pins. And
so we knew our time would come, and it just wasn't our time at that time. We went to Vancouver with no reps. We had absolutely no reps. And again, it was an expensive trip for us, but we knew we had to go together, and we weren't going to stay at the hotel. And at the very last minute, we decided, no, we're going to go all in. We're staying at the hotel right there with everybody else, and it was the best business decision we ever made, because we got diamonds. We knew we were close to getting diamond. A week after convention, we got diamond, but 1 month later, we got double diamond. And we took that a lot to the convention.
And now we've got lifelong friends that we met there, you know, and we think about it, like guys like Harley Skipness. We were riding in the elevator with him up to our room, and we invited him in. And we just said, hey, come on in, well, let's have a drink together. And we had a drink together, and we were both Emeralds at the time, and look at them now, they're diamonds as well. And you know,
Kathy and Doug Gregory.
Kathy and Doug, they were a couple that we'd met.
Those are the people that we remember, because they're like the very first people we ever met in Valentus.
Wes and Marcy, you know what? So we're going to be lifelong friends no matter what happens with everybody that we've met. And Michelle, we consider you family, and we love you. And we're coming 150th anniversary for Canada. We're coming out west, and hopefully we're going to get to meet with you guys, you know, and hang out.
Well, you guys always have a place to stay here, so I hope you're driving along Highway 16 and have some time to stop in Burns Lake.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You guys, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. You actually, when you mentioned the Vancouver convention and, you know, walking across the stage as an Emerald, that was the exact position I was in. The week after convention, I turned diamond as well. I think we were like right. So I remember that feeling, and that was just, you brought that back. I was like, oh, right.
And it's going to happen with everybody. Everybody's going to have those moments where, like, we worked hard for the trip. We didn't make it for the trip, but it's just not our time. And that's what we always, that's our belief. That's how we feel about it.
Well, it helps motivate us, right? I know that Don and Nancy Carson are getting on a plane tomorrow and going to the Bahamas. And trust me, Don and Nancy will not be going to the Bahamas next year without all of us.
Yeah, you too, Michelle.
Yes.
I will be there. That is the plan. We will all be there next year.
For sure.
Yeah.
So before we sign off here for the night, guys, any final words for anybody who's watching this and thinking about the opportunity right now?
You go first. You
know what? Like we said, Brett and I, when we joined Valentus, we were at a pretty low time in our lives, and it was a tough decision for us to make, because it's anything like that is a risk, right? But we did our research, and we knew deep down that this was going to be a great opportunity, and it absolutely has. I would just say, you know what, believe in yourselves. Believe in the products. If you don't see immediate results with the products, there's thousands of other people that have had results, right? So I'm just, believe in yourself, and just go all into it, because there definitely is a better way of doing things, and this is it. This definitely it.
I'll finish it off, Michelle, by saying success does leave clues, and there's books, there's information out there, the people that have really done well in this industry, and you just need to read some books. You need to do what others have done in the past, and don't reinvent the wheel. Just do what others have done in the past and work on your personal development. Have a personal development budget. I think that's huge. Doing little extra things like reading 15 minutes a day. I went the extreme. Andrea was lovingly enough able to send me to Las Vegas, and I was able to go down to GoPro event with some friends this year. And you know what? The information that you take back from events like that, the excitement, that's what's going to grow your business. And people buy into you, and doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the products. And be excited, and just know that if you work on yourself and you make new friends, your business will thrive.
Wow. Yep. Nuggets everywhere. You guys are awesome. I am so excited to see you in Toronto.
Oh, no kidding. Me too.
Yeah, just my mind's blowing, and I'm so, there's going to be such big things. So for those people that are watching this, if you're with Valentus and you haven't got your Toronto convention ticket already, now is the time. If you are not yet with this amazing family, then it's time to get on board. Please get back to the person that shared this video with you. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.